Looking 10 years back in our organization, we see we kept a continuous effort to sustain and grow the business with a legacy of products that barely evolved. This cost leadership strategy sounds not only weak, but also dangerous in an industry where competition is way tougher than years ago. Some of the products in our shelves turn out to be merely commodities in the telecom field. By contrast, recent initiatives to enhance or redesign existing products had shown encouraging results, proving that we invest on innovative solutions is a long way until we reach the level of reliable product, but yet worth to explore. As defended by Richard Benjamins, Chief AI and Data Strategist at Telefonica, the largest value of AI is created within the enterprise itself by applying it to all sorts of internal use cases related to understanding customers better, improving your marketing, optimizing the network deployment, or procurement process. Any significant process that moves a lot of money, if they can be improved by a small percentage, that generates a lot of value. With that in mind, I brought to your attention today some of these opportunities to transform how we can optimize our processes and profit from data science and its related fields like artificial intelligence, data analytics, to reduce costs, increase customers' engagement, and yet how we can step in markets where we still not know as a trustworthy player. I propose to develop with our own resource a 100-day plan to grab some of the opportunities out there. The 6 projects cover aspects surrounding marketing, finance, legal, and I'm also confident that there will be others to be explored in the future related to procurement and new solutions for our large number of telecom customers. But first things first. Mobile marketing campaigns. Mobile marketing is based in intensive data correlation to identify which consumers are more prone to accept an offer based on the historical consumption habits. The typical conversion rate is around 1% and accompanied of a heavy usage of computational and networking resources. The strategy here is to implement AI to reduce cost of sales operations and increase the reachability of buyers. The historical data of campaigns can forage the algorithms to correlate profiles of users and products and how they match in a number of circumstances, be them geographical, temporal, and further combined to social indicators like unemployment and consumption trends, just to name a few ones. The second project is related to a study done with a credit card operator in Brazil, where 2.5% of transactions are fraudulent, leading to some hundreds of thousands of dollars of losses every day. A machine learning mechanism could be implemented to accurately determine the transactions which are likely to be fraudulent, minimizing human intervention, meanwhile keeping false positives at acceptable low rates. Project 3 is capture of user sentiment. A product owner lacks the sentiment analysis on how solutions are used by clients. Idea is to use data science associated with analytics and AI to capture these insights as products are used in the field. A complete correlation of data from our CRM, tickets recorded by customers, and the usage metrics will support the enhancement of products in our portfolio. Project 4 is on how we match with regulations. It's hard to legal to properly interpret whether products comply with regulations. Moreover, when we wonder that products offer all around the globe, we need to adjust to some of them sometimes. It requires legal teams to intensively carry out with risk assessment if any of the local rules turns out to be a problem. One typical example is whether our products strictly comply with GDPR and mitigate any risk of the heavy fines applied if personal data is not properly handled. NLG mechanisms will enrich the generation of the insights reported to legal to judge whether or not the local rules compared to the product specification might diverge. As a result, the solution proposed here will offer legal with a number of insights to figure how the product is handling data according to local regulations and feed the product owners with specific requirements that products need to comply with. Project 5. Scoring of credit claims. Insurance and credit allowance companies are recurrently sorting clients to identify the products and rates that best fits according to the risk ranks. Reducing false positives when services are denied and properly identifying true negatives is key to improve the credit risk assessment. With the correct approach offered by data science techniques, we will identify the likelihood of a potential customer to be profiled according to the risk of delinquency, undue payments, or fraudulent actions. The mechanism will be trained with existing data on contracts, on the database, and assertively identify those to whom credit is given and deny if risk score is so high. The last project, Automated Forecast of Cash Flow, is thought for companies which the core business is integration of projects that the cash flow tends to cope with different events and correlation with partners. As new opportunities are lined up on the pipeline, predicting the cash flow for a range of 1 year or further might be complex and lead to claims of funding which will consume part of the margin. The system will assess the different aspects of the opportunity lineup and will analyze the likelihood of which of them will turn into project and correlate it with the historical data of project execution to assist on the definition of the cash flow. Further to that, the system will propose anticipating contracts with suppliers as probabilities grow and define the payment schedule of payments to guarantee a positive cash flow. Now, it's time to show my considerations on how each of these projects can positively impact the business, associating it with the probability to successfully meet the goals. Since they are all feasible, some are complex and will require more experience of our staff. Therefore, it's my recommendation to start with the ones that will quickly bring value to our operations, clearly present the results, and engage other projects as we move. At the end of the next 100 days, I expect to have all these projects deployed. It's not an easy task indeed. However, I'm confident that with the right resources and their timely assignment to the projects, we will transform some processes and products as just described. Projects 2 and 1 are my bet for a successful start. They offer a very interesting ratio between impact and effort. I want to start with Project 2 because at a glance it will immediately help us to offer to our bank customers a mechanism to validate transactions with data which is already very well structured and well known by both organizations. By combining historical data of financial transactions with insights from mobile network services, we will create a new layer of scoring and validating transactions. Moreover, we are going to position ourselves as a player on the segment of companies that secure financial transactions. Project 1 will support the increase of conversion rate and reduce the CPM of mobile marketing campaigns. I do expect that the immediate increase of this conversion rate will not only provide a positive impact on the revenue, but likewise collaborate on promoting value added and attract new customers, be them mobile network operators or brands. The other four projects will follow as we go, always looking to how we balance between effort and benefits. Further to the fact, some of them are expensive to implement. My plan is to start then after successful two initiatives and complete the branch of resources. By doing so, we will be more assertive on profiling next recruits by learning from the recent experience and hence mend the overall capacity and effectiveness of the team.
I organized the chart presented on the previous slide by running this exercise with each of the six proposed projects. I carried out assumptions covering the alignment of each of these projects with our strategic goals, the cost to implement each of them, how complex this implementation will turn out to be, on the assertiveness of value capturing, and the measured benefits to the business. By streamlining altogether these ideas, I have come to the conclusion that we should start with projects 2 and 1 respectively. There are very interesting opportunities to quickly transform a product and create a new revenue stream on a new market. And we continue this program by kicking off projects 5 and 4. Project 5 is complex and will require all the learning we grab from experience of implementation of previous projects. There is an important indirect value to our business, however, that will entail a fine-tuning of the solution to ensure false negatives and true positives are correctly profiled. And Project 4 will create a dynamic routine to validate the risk of starting business where regulations might be tricky to deal with. The correct correlation of these regulations to contracts and functionalities and capabilities of our solutions will help scoring the likelihood to successfully grab new deals and mitigate risk of fines. If you agree funding this project, I do expect to have tangible results within 100 days and start leveraging an organization which shall change the mindset to look into data as the new oil. Data science will help not only on the upcoming 100 days, but will help transforming how we do business in the future. The project's evolution will be reported in both dashboards and executive presentations. It will command, of course, the promptly participation of different leaders and their staff to validate as we go and rely on their insights to develop the proposed solutions. And here, the list of the key areas required to be part of the plan. I'll suggest leaders to assign and dedicate some resources as part of the project. As we move, it's likely that data scientists will be embedded into our organization's day-to-day tasks in order to create the right atmosphere and conditions to capitalize on the opportunities to automate or create new solutions. I have prepared a schedule on how the initial 4 projects will fit in the 100-day program. I do expect to quickly show results of the 2-1 ranked with the highest priority, discuss learnings with the team, and how we potentialize the forthcoming projects, which will also require additional effort due to their complexity.